Hi everyone. Ever feel like you're drowning in security alerts for your projects? You want to keep your code safe, but sometimes it's just too much. Today we're going to explore this common challenge and a potential solution. Let's meet Erwin. Erwin, could you tell us a bit about your development life?
Yeah, so I'm Erwin. I love coding, always got a few personal projects on the go, trying out new ideas, building things for fun or to learn. I use tools like GitHub's Dependabot to keep an eye on security vulnerabilities in my dependencies. It's supposed to help, right? But honestly, my inbox is a war zone. It's just flooded with these alerts. High severity in package X, critical update for Y. It's constant. And I start thinking, okay, but is this actually a problem for my little blog? Am I even using that specific part of the library they're talking about? After a while, with so many alerts and most of them feeling like they don't directly apply or I don't have time to dig into every single one, I'll admit I started tuning them out. It's bad, I know, but it's just too much noise, and I worry I'm missing the really important stuff because of it.
Thanks, Erwin. And that experience of alert fatigue is incredibly common. When important warnings get lost in the noise, real security risks can easily be overlooked. This is exactly the problem I wanted to tackle with my hackathon project. What if there was a smarter way to analyze these vulnerabilities, one that understands your code and tells you what actually matters? That's where AgentPimentBleu comes in. AgentPimentBleu isn't just another CV lister. It's an AI-powered agent designed to intelligently scan your Git repositories, focusing on the actual impact of vulnerabilities within your project's unique context. It helps you filter out the noise and prioritize real risks. Let's take a quick tour. Here's the Gradio interface. It's straightforward. You provide a Git repository URL, or select one of the example projects provided. AgentPimentBleu supports both Python and JavaScript projects. Before we scan, you'll notice some settings on the left. Here, you can override API keys for LLM providers like Gemini or Mistral if you want to use specific models, and also adjust parameters like the analysis graphs recursion limit for more complex projects. Once you're ready, you hit Scan Repository. Under the hood, AgentPimentBleu gets to work. First, it identifies your project's dependencies and any known CVs. But then, the AI magic begins. It uses large language models to understand the nitty-gritty of each CV. Crucially, it also uses a technique called Retrieval Augmented Generation, using LlamaIndex to build an index of your actual project code. This allows it to search your codebase for any real usage of the vulnerable components. After the analysis, which might take a moment for larger projects or complex vulnerabilities, the results are displayed. You get a clear summary, including a visual chart of vulnerability severity. The real power comes when you dive into the Vulnerability Details tab. For each identified vulnerability, AgentPimentBleu doesn't just tell you it exists. It provides an AI-generated assessment of its impact in your project, evidence from your code if the vulnerable part is used, and a proposed fix. So, instead of just seeing a CV for Lodash, you'll see if and how your project uses the specific vulnerable Lodash function and what that means for you. It even supports apbignore files, similar to .gitignore, so you can tell it to skip indexing things like build artifacts, keeping the analysis focused and efficient. With AgentPimentBleu, the goal is to transform that overwhelming flood of alerts into a manageable, prioritized list of actionable security insights.
Yeah, something like this would be amazing. If I could quickly see which of those dozens of alerts actually needs my attention because it's something I'm using in a risky way, that would save me so much time and stress, and I'd feel much more confident about the security of my projects.
And that's AgentPimentBleu. We've seen how it aims to bring clarity to security scanning by focusing on real-world impact. Now, I'd like to properly introduce the person behind this project. The developer who brought AgentPimentBleu to life for this hackathon is Briak Crossan. Briak, perhaps you'd like to share a few words about yourself and your experience.
Yes, thank you. And thank you all for listening and taking the time to check out AgentPimentBleu. My name is Briak Crossan, and I'm a 21-year-old computer engineering student in France. This project is actually my first ever hackathon entry, and it's also been my first deep dive into building an AI-based project. It's been an incredibly fun and challenging experience, and even learned so much along the way. He would absolutely love any feedback you might have on the project, the idea, the presentation. Anything really, I'm always looking to improve. This hackathon has been a blast, and ELL surely be looking out for the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and for being part of this amazing hackathon community.